to work with. Thank you, D.A. And let's see what the Nets have coming up. On Sunday, they'll be taking on Jonas Valanciunas and the Memphis Grizzlies. And then on Wednesday, they'll be taking on Victor Oladipo and the Indiana Pacers.
And that one against the Pistons. It's the second game of a back-to-back, and you know they're going to be feeling the effects of it. Playing that much basketball in that short amount of time really takes a toll.
So a look at our starters for the Knicks. It's Randall and Robinson at the 4 and the 5. Trier out there with Barrett. And it's Morris in at the small forward. And for the Nets, Allen is out there with Prince. Then there's Irving. Then there's Harris. And it's LeVert in at the 3, the small forward. Both these teams, Doris, relying tonight on the execution in their half-court games.
A little bit of a throwback, sort of an old-fashioned approach tonight. Don't worry, we're going to have plenty of highlights. It is the NBA. We know there are great players on both sides of the ball, Kev, but how about this ability to execute under duress of a 24-second shot clock? It's going to be really interesting to watch.
Now, here's Irving. Clock at 6. That's tipped. Here's Trier. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Boy, I don't think he'll get a screen assist for that pitch, but they get the points, and that's all that matters.
Irving passes to Harris. And about a minute gone here in the first quarter. Now, here is Irving. Tight defense on him. LeVert inside the line. Robinson pulls it in.
Listen, offensively, they're very comfortable with him taking that shot. It's a good look under very little pressure. He just can't convert.
Now, here is Morris. 26 points for him last game against the Spurs in San Antonio. And on the way from Irving for 3. And again, it's the Nets missing. Looking at the Knicks, they want to turn it around after the loss to the Spurs in San Antonio. Near the three-point line, it's Morris. No good on the shot, a bit long that time. The Nets have gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. Now, here's LeVert. He's guarded closely. Lets it go from 11, and that one's good. Irving.
Well, the ability to score at all 3 levels makes Kyrie Irving a near impossible check. Good luck, fellas.
Here's Trier. Pass to Randall. Over Prince. And the Knicks miss again. For Brooklyn, they've gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Irving's shot is good. Irving's got his second basket.
Okay, how about the great body control by Kyrie Irving? One of the best small men in the league at converting through contact.
Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter.
Yeah, and he had the D tangled up there with that patented crossover. Just couldn't convert the finish. Ooh, that kind of defense, it's almost as if they're just standing there.
Well, for the most part, they were just standing still. And you've got an easy 2 points.
Yeah, and despite his restrictions offensively, you still have to close off the lane or he'll burn you.
Allen dishes to Irving. Another miss by Irving.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Throws it up high, and it's Robinson with the jam.
And you see the passing instincts Barrett has. Great at recognition out on the floor.
Irving passes to Harris. Back to Irving. And he converts the layup. Irving's got 6.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
To me, Greg, that's a complete lack of communication on that side of the ball. These guys need to be talking to each other.
Now here's Randall. He's coming off a 25-point game against San Antonio.
You know what else impressed me? How infectious his tenacity was. Simply a wrecking ball on the boards, collected huge amounts of rebounds.
Morris with the bucket.
You have now got to respect the three-point shooting ability of Marcus Morris. He understands now he's got to take that shot.
Here's Irving. You saw him go on a scoring rampage last game. Here's Harris. Robinson with the block. And that's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession. Payton, he's checked in for New York. Harris outside. 5 to shoot. That 3 off the mark. And here's Payton. He'll bring it up for the New York Knicks. Big man who was forgotten about during free agency. Randall could be an impact player for the Knicks.
Knicks missed out on the marquee names they were after, but Randall should give them great production for quite some time. Not a huge name, but a young talent that can help this team.
Well, you know you're going to see some great ball handling when Kyrie is on the floor. Nice finish.
Irving against Payton. There's the dish to Robinson. Here's Randall. That one good for 2.
This guy is a pick-your-poison kind of player. Very hard defensively to cover all your bases with him.
Irving kicks to Harris. Robinson with the block. Now, here's Barrett. Covered by Irving. Now Barrett. And it's sent back by Allen.
Wow, Jared Allen twice on the pipe. Send it back, young sir.
Irving against Payton. From deep. Irving misses. The Knicks leading by 3. Here's Barrett. No good on the shot. Great D that time from Irving. LeVert inside the line. And it's good off the back rim and in.
It feels like Karis LeVert gets more and more lethal on the offensive end. How about the ability to make a contested jumper? Okay, I see it.
Now here's Payton. 11 points for him in that last game against the Spurs in San Antonio.
And it was a big game for him at the defensive end as well. He never stopped pressuring the basketball, coming up with one steal after another.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
And he shot 74 from the line a season ago.
That's good from Payton. Greg, Elfrid Payton's continued to improve his game, and so far, so good.
Yeah, a marked improvement in long-range percentage. Good size and defensive potential as well. He's knocking down shots. We might have something in Elfrid Payton.
And a new group out there on the floor for the Nets. And a new group in for the Knicks. Bobby Portis is checked in for Mitchell Robinson. Gibson comes in for Julius Randle. Kevin Knox is checked in for Morris. And Ellington is subbed in for Barrett.
I think Elfrid Payton has exciting potential. He's got unbelievable defensive instincts and work habits. He just needs to develop a little bit more on the offensive end.
Now here's Dinwiddie. 14 points from him the last game against Minnesota. Here's Caruth. That one doesn't drop. Now the Knicks take it the other way.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Ellington the pass to Knox. Here's Portis. New York moving the ball around. Here's Payton. Jordan with some nice D.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And what you love about his work defensively, the ability to challenge and change shots without fouling.
And stolen by Payton. And a fast break now for New York. Let's take a look at the players who were the best on the glass a season ago. DeAndre Jordan third.
What a season he had in the paint. I mean, his rebounding numbers, really mind-boggling. Who wouldn't love to have a guy like that?
That's good from Payton.
You have to remember, the Nets surrendered their draft pick every year for 5 straight years, between the years 2014 to 2018. How they turned that into a playoff run last year, one of the great stories in the league.
And so he hits both. Nets trail by 5. Dinwiddie passes to Nwaba. Back to Dinwiddie. From the arc. Good on the three-point shot. And Doris, you're right. Those picks you're referring to surrendered by the Nets in their 2013 trade with the Celtics.
And think about it, Kev. That transaction was one in a string of trades by the Nets, trading their picks for veterans. This 2019 draft, only the second time the Nets controlled their pick in the last 9 years. What they have achieved in the face of that is nothing short of remarkable.
For New York, they have been solid at the line so far, 4 for 4.
And if we want to take a look back, they converted about 76% from the line.
And the first one drops. Doris, if I were to ask you right now in the league, who has the most unstoppable shot, who would you tell me?
You know what's interesting, Kevin, is I wonder if in the long view of history, James Harden's step-back three will become sort of an identifiable shot with him, the way the sky hook was with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Like, you wonder, does that become a signature play for James? It certainly is something that's darn near impossible to stop right now.
Now, here's Dinwiddie. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Here's Knox. Off with the layup. Temple dishes to Dinwiddie. No good that time. So New York will take it the other way. Payton left side. It's tipped. Here's Temple. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Taj Gibson picks one up.
Well, the Knicks knew that offense would be an area for improvement coming into the season.
Well, Greg, they were dead last in offense in several metrics last year, most notably field goal percentage. So some of it is personnel, some of it is shot selection.
That free throw, no good.
And until their playoff run, the Brooklyn Nets weren't a team we thought of as a free agent destination. And Doris, you almost forget that they play in the biggest market in the country.
And Greg, who would have thought that in New York and Los Angeles, arguably the most competent franchises would be the Nets and the Clippers. These are two of the historically dilapidated teams no longer content to play second fiddle in those major markets.
Now, here's Portis. He's been patient so far, nothing on the scoreboard yet. Bangs home the trifecta. And the Knicks lead by 6.
Well, timing and rhythm, such a big part of shooting. Dennis Smith Jr., pretty look.
Here's Temple for the three. The rebound by Gibson. And David Nwaba picks up the foul. That's his first foul. And stolen by Jordan.
You could tell it was almost tunnel vision on that pass. Had no idea where the defender was.
Here's Nwaba. Pass to Karuch. Plenty of room to knock down the shot.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
You know, we see this all the time, Greg. You're basically, as a defender, hoping the man misses rather than putting in the work to get over screens.
Here's Smith following the bucket by the Nets. Here's Temple. Lobs it up for Jordan. The rebound by Gibson.
And the timing just not there on that attempted alley-oop.
Just a missed connection, and it happens. I'm sure they will go back to it if given the opportunity.
Not the kind of aggressive defense they need to cut into the lead.
Yeah, you have to protect the rim, Greg, a little better.
They're just too slow to react. You can't afford to sleepwalk through possessions. What's going on out there?
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Well, that's a case where a guy's trying to make a play, trying to take it up strong, but the defense was ready.
Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And after spending his first NBA decade with the Clippers, DeAndre Jordan bounced around last season, remains a supreme athlete and rebounder, though, at that center position.
First free throw is good. And a nightly double-double threat is DeAndre Jordan, but some dissatisfaction with his play last season. Greg, why was that?
Well, I felt like his impact has tailed off just a bit from his peak with the Clippers. Sometimes the great athletes have more of an adjustment as they enter their 30s.
He's perfect from the line this time.
Well, when DeAndre Jordan is engaged, this guy is flat out a difference maker. He understands how to play to his strengths.
And Jordan sends it back.
And they've come out with a take-no-prisoners approach on the glass here tonight, guys.
And it's Mwaba missing. New York leading by 4. Taken away. And they're on the break. Offensive rebound. Here's Temple. Hits the jump hook.
What energy on the offensive boards. The defense can't match the effort, and they paid the price.
52 seconds left here in the first quarter. Portis kicks to Smith. Teardrop shot. And no good. The Nets go the other way with it.
Boy, the wheels have definitely fallen off in this quarter. He cannot buy one.
And it's Caruch missing.
It's all about the defense right there. Without that level of activity, he probably scores it.
Smith, no good.
I'll tell you, his shot is just lost right now. There's just no consistency. Amazing that they're still up in this basketball game.
Here's Temple. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. This is his second trip to the line in this one. He misses the free throw. He hits the second from the line. There's 14 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Smith against Dinwiddie. And here's Smith from deep three-point range, and no good on the last second attempt this time. A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. New York ahead, up by 1. Live from Brooklyn, New York, you're watching 2K Sports. And this team has shown their toughness and determination, and Kyrie Irving talks about what he sees in his teammates.
What's going to separate us is how close we are, and when we're in the trenches together, I'm looking to my left and to my right and knowing that these guys have my back.
They certainly do.
This team has assembled some hard-nosed, unselfish players. No better group for Irving to surround himself with.
And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And what stands out to you from New York in this one?
Well, when you control the glass, you control the second chance opportunities on both ends.
And that's how they controlled the first quarter. I thought they were the much more physical team.
They've got Karuch. Garrett Temple is out there with Spencer Dinwiddie. Then there's DeAndre Jordan. And it's Nwaba in at the 3 slot. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn.
And Kevin Knox, yet another player out of the University of Kentucky. We've seen so many enter the NBA from that program. What they love about Kevin Knox is his ability to score at all 3 levels.
And with Knox, the Knicks kept feeding him minutes, Doris, allowing him to learn on the fly.
Yes, because of the circumstance with his team, he got a lot of the offense running through him as the season progressed. And for Kevin Knox, he had ample room to grow and make mistakes, and that's critical to his development.
That free throw missing.
So Kevin Knox, the 9th pick back in the 2018 draft. What an outstanding year he had at Kentucky before deciding to come to the NBA.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Prince is checked in for Rodions Kurucs. Joe Harris comes in for David Nwaba, and Irving subbed in for Garrett Temple. And he sinks the second. Doris, you played, you've coached, you've broadcast, you've done it all in this business. How did you like to be coached when you were a player at the very top of your game?
Yeah, I think one of my favorite things were coaches who challenged me, those who would not allow me to accept the level I was currently at, those who wanted to push me and extend and expand my game. Listen, every player wants to be respected. Every player wants to feel valued. But the great ones to me, the LeBron James, the Kevin Durants, they want to be coached hard. They want you to push them to the greatest possible level they're capable of.
Great insight. Irving looking over the floor. Knocks it loose. And here in the second with about a minute and a half gone by. Here's Trier, passes it to Morris. Some solid defense from Harris. Brooklyn trailing. To the paint. Nice pass, nice catch, and a resounding dunk.
We so often identify Joe Harris as strictly a shooter, but this guy, he is a tremendous passer as well.
And there's the pass to Randall. Pass to Trier, and so the ball out of bounds. Dinwiddie touched it last.
And looking now at some numbers here for Randall. Coming off a terrific season. Averaged 21 points a game, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists. And what is crazy is that these numbers might not even do his game justice. He's been phenomenal.
Feels like every night this guy does something that just blows your mind. So fun to watch, someone the other players look up to.
And it's Harris with the ball for the Nets. They've only given up 1 point in the second quarter. That one coming at the line. Here's Irving. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead there.
Well, seized up just a little bit at the last second. That's when he normally converts.
Pass to LeVert. Harris inside, covered by Morris. And the foul on Dennis Smith Jr. That is his first foul of the game. The Knicks making a switch here. Payton's checked in. Second quarter of play with almost 3 minutes gone. Here's Harris. Robinson with the block. And a fast break now for the Knicks. Morris with the ball. Count it. Morris has got 5 now.
Well, this is why it helps to have a big man capable of sprinting the floor. Marcus Morris solid at getting to the right spots.
Now here is Harris. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. It's stolen by Barrett. It's stolen by Harris. They get a hand on it. Payton with the ball. He's picked up by Irving. Barrett the pass to Payton. Floats it up for Randall.
Well, what you want to see from Elfrid Payton are floor general skills on full display. Finds the open teammate. Nice.
Pass to Harris. Here's Irving. The shot that time, not on target. Great D that time from Payton. Here's LeVert. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. LeVert's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Kevin, that's all about the quick first step of Karis LeVert. He gets to the rack in no time.
Here's Morris, and it's sent back by Allen. Robinson, that's good. And so it's Brooklyn with it. 4-point game. And following this game, they'll challenge the Grizzlies on the road at the FedEx Forum in Memphis. That will be a getaway game for them, a one-game road trip. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, last season we thought the Knicks' cornerstone player was Kristaps Porzingis. But the player and the team fell out of love with each other, and the Knicks traded him to Dallas. The draft picks and cap space freed them up for a wild summer, led by the drafting of rookie R.J. Barrett in the draft. Now New York has one of the more drastically revamped rosters in the league. Kevin, there's a lot to be excited about going forward in the Big Apple.
Big moves indeed, David. Thank you. And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn, coming off that loss against the Timberwolves.
I'll tell you, they played hard, they drew fouls, but they could not convert at the line.
One of the things that you know when you miss free throws is you're giving the team opposite you all the momentum. You're failing to capitalize on their mistakes.
And at 6'7", Barrett with terrific positional size, which allows him to create problems for defenders down low.
And for a lot of these kids, Greg, it's interesting how quickly teams expect them to get up to speed. Case in point, R.J. Barrett.
Yeah, I mean, he had only the 1 year of college, already being asked to produce. Fortunately, he's very mature for his age and generally plays up to the level of competition.
And that one falls for Barrett. And Greg, talking to scouts about R.J. Barrett, they love the athleticism. But what makes him especially good is the work ethic and the confidence.
Yeah, some elite prospects will take plays off. This guy never does. He's not one that sits around and reads his press clippings. He's a warrior, a leader, and he's proven to be a winner.
Both good from the line that time. Of course, for some players now in their second seasons, you can tell just how big the jump is between that first year and their second year in the league.
I think, Kevin, it's probably the single biggest growth opportunity. One of the things that happens is the game slows down for second-year players. Very rarely do you see a guy take a step backwards. They're comfortable, they're more confident, and they know what to expect.
And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here. Well, a lot of rough times for Irving in his final year with the Celtics, opted out, and obviously Greg wanted a change.
And quickly zeroed in on Brooklyn as a destination. His time in Boston had clearly come to an end by the finale of last season. Now joins up with a new stacked team in Brooklyn.
And it's out of bounds. The Knicks able to retain possession here. Here is the 2K leaderboard with the list of last season's top three-point shooters. Take a look at Harris. He's absolutely deadly from outside.
And getting that spot at the top of the list was such a huge accomplishment. What a year it was for him from behind the arc.
Now here's Payton. He's got 8. Knocked loose. Kicks to Barrett to the left wing. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Randall. And to get open is Robinson. Randall with the bucket. Randall's got his third bucket of the night.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Irving finds LeVert. Harris outside. Lets the three fly. Robinson pulls it in. Robinson's got 6 rebounds here tonight.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
Now the pass to Payton. And here we go. Brooklyn fast break. That one's in there. The New York lead is cut to just 3 points on the basket from Kyrie Irving.
Well, talk about a one-man show. Irving makes a play with the defense and converts with his offense.
Now here is Robinson. Morris right side. But he recovers it.
Yeah, see, Marcus Morris has the physicality and the frame to be able to be a force on the offensive glass. That's nicely done.
And it's Irving with the ball for Brooklyn. And here we go. Payton heading to the hoop. Plays it in off the breakaway. Payton's got the lead up to 7 now for the Knicks.
And it seemed like they couldn't get anything to fall in that opening quarter, but you can just feel the momentum starting to shift.
And now the Knicks on the break. Payton with the ball, and Barrett slams it in.
And you see the edge Barrett plays with, attacking the rim with bad intentions.
Irving passes to LeVert. With the floater, and he lays it up and in. LeVert's got 6 points.
And it's all about the release when you shoot the floater.
Payton dishes to Robinson. Randall left side. Robinson down low. He's against Allen.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line.
And with the way Mitchell Robinson can protect the rim, Doris, there's a lot to like about that second-round pick.
Yeah, on draft day, Mitchell Robinson flew under the radar, but he had a great summer league. He got tremendous minutes early as a rookie. This is a great leaper, a great shot blocker, always something teams can use, both of those attributes.
Throw good, Robinson.
Well, you knew the Knicks were going to try and make a huge splash over the summer in free agency.
But you know this, Greg. Sometimes you swing hard at the pitch and you miss. And that's one of the problems of putting all your eggs in the free agency basket.
Bobby Portis is checked in for the Knicks. Ellington comes in for Marcus Morris. Robinson hits them both.
The Nets had to be so judicious and so smart with every move they made because they did not have top draft selections. So you have to use cap space to acquire picks. They had to find sleepers in the draft. They had to find players who were probably undervalued and then develop those players. This is an organization that used every tool at their disposal.
A moment here to see some numbers for Payton. A very nice season for him last year. He averaged about 10 points a game last year, 7 assists and 5 rebounds. And with his great passing, he's been a catalyst for their offense, often seeing plays even before they materialize.
There's no doubt about that. Great anticipation, excellent peripheral vision. His talents are really shining through.
And that one falls for Robinson. And Doris, the Nets showed they could manufacture a rebuild.
Kevin, what the Nets did was not easy. But to me, it shows you exactly how critical quality front office personnel is to the success of an organization. And the Nets were on point throughout the process.
He's off on the second.
He does a great job of drawing contact and getting himself to the line, something he didn't do in the first period.
Nwaba kicks to Temple. Now back to Nwaba. And Mitchell Robinson is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul. Taj Gibson's checked in for Mitchell Robinson. Here's Jordan. And yes, it's good.
When you think that this guy was so raw and so skinny coming into the league, now DeAndre Jordan brushing off these challenges with ease.
Here's Knox. Rebounded by the Nets. Temple's got rebound number 5 here tonight. It's over Ellington. Nets with the new shot clock.
And guys, you've heard of overpassing. Well, that shot was an example of underpassing.
Well, there's no doubt there were better options on the floor, but it certainly seemed like he had his mind made up.
Well, you knew it was going to take some time for Kevin Knox, but Greg, at the end of last season, he began to show flashes of what he could do.
You could almost see the game starting to slow down for him about halfway through the season. Consistency is something all rookies struggle with, but it hit Knox especially hard. Fortunately, that is something that passes with time.
And he makes the first. Doris, such an honor to be on this with you, and you were the first female to become a full-time NBA analyst, breaking new ground. You've accomplished so much in your life, personally, professionally. What would you tell young women who are graduating college, looking to get ahead in their career in what you've chosen?
Well, first and foremost, I've been very lucky, Kevin. The game of basketball has been a part of my life since I was 7. It's been a driving force. I love it. I would just tell young women, times are changing. Dream big. There's nothing that's impossible. And I'm so thankful to the NBA players and coaches who have just wrapped their arms around me from the time I entered this business. So kudos to those players who are part of the change, no question.
And hard work. I have seen you work. I have seen you prepare. No one prepares more. No one works harder than you.
Thanks, Kev.
So it's the Knicks now, following the miss by DeAndre Jordan. Here's Knox. He doesn't hit that one. Dinwiddie with some nice D. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Well, deliver the pass where your teammate can do something with it. Nice.
And the Knicks with possession here, following the bucket by the Nets. Pass to Portis. Shot clock at 5. He dishes it to Gibson. Smith for 3. Drills it from outside. Smith's got the lead up to 11 now for the Knicks.
We know this. When Dennis Smith Jr. starts to roll offensively, he can rain it down from three-point territory.
Nwaba passes to Dinwiddie. Excellent defense there from Smith.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
You talk about a player who is a consummate pro, Taj Gibson.
No doubt. Taj is a guy who has always approached the game from a veteran standpoint. He's a great leader, great defensive player, and in between the lines and out, you can count on Taj Gibson.
First one falls for him.
Well, you think back to last season for the New York Knicks, worst team in the league. They could muster only 17 wins. But let's be frank here. This is an organization who knew the rebuild would be a process.
Alonzo Trier's checked in for Wayne Ellington. Good on both. And for the Knicks, they knew this is part of their rebuilding process.
And I think, Kevin, they made the most of their down year. This is an organization that hit the reset button with the Porzingis trade. But the one positive is I think they found several role players they might be able to utilize in the coming years.
And can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
It's Jordan on the wing. Back to Dinwiddie. Tipped away. It's stolen by Smith. There's 48 seconds left to play here in the half. Here's Trier. Smith outside. Just 4 to shoot. Puts it up from 12. And the Knicks good for 2.
Well, great recognition from Dennis Smith Jr. Creating the separation and shooting with confidence.
Dinwiddie outside. To end the run. Up and in. It's good. First basket of the game for him. 1 for 4 shooting. The Knicks leading by 14. Smith with it. 10 points for him. Dinwiddie with some nice D.
Boy, that's too easy to miss, but somehow he finds a way to do it.
And so it's the New York Knicks sitting with a comfortable lead, up by 14. They've been putting on a clinic in the paint. Shots are falling with regularity, and they are pounding it down low. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. Elfrid, how big is defense going to be in the second half to help you get this win?
It's going to be big. That's what it's going to come down to. Defense wins games.
It certainly does, Elfrid. Thank you. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter started.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, basketball fans. What a pleasure it is to bring you into the 2K studios again. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. For the Knicks, the first quarter was pretty even. The biggest lead they were able to get out to during the first period was 6 points. They just exploded in the second quarter, grabbing the momentum and running with it. Basket after basket, and they played stingy defense. Now they've got a halftime lead that's going to be very difficult to erase. Taking a look at the Knicks, Kenny, what'd you think?
There's been one thing that's made a difference in this game above all else: their control of the backboard. They put forth an amazing effort on the glass, and the rebounding numbers aren't even close, Ernie. That'll be something to keep an eye on in the second half. They will be very tough to contain if that continues.
And over to the big fella, your thoughts on the Nets?
Way too soft in the paint defensively. They were all late on their rotations. Obviously, that's a recipe for getting cooked. And you know, I like eating that barbecue chicken. They got to do better, Ernie.
And that does it for our halftime show. We now take you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third period.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the rout that it's threatening to be. Here's Trier. While we've got a moment, let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. And New York, looking at who they've got. It's Randall and Robinson at the 4 and the 5. Trier out there with Barrett. And it's Morris in at the small forward position. It'll go, and the New York lead is cut down to just 12 points on the bucket from LeVert. Here's Trier. Morris outside. Shoots over LeVert. Allen with the rebound.
Well, he's a quality mid-range shooter, but he can't get that one to go.
LeVert the pass to Harris. Outside Irving. Good. And Harris gets the assist. Irving's got it back down to single digits for Brooklyn.
You wonder what the defender who has to check Kyrie Irving on a nightly basis is thinking, because when he's dialed in, there's no checking him. Their first basket in 4 tries. Let's see if that basket gets them going. It can be contagious now.
Pass to LeVert. And here is Allen. And the call will be against R.J. Barrett. That is his first foul of the game. And we're about a minute and a half here into the second half.
Boy, you talk about the all-time great below-the-rim finishers. Kyrie Irving is on that list. He can use either hand. So much English. This guy is tough.
Doris, as great a scorer as he is, Kyrie Irving doesn't draw a ton of fouls.
Kevin, I think that has everything to do with his elusivity. This is a young man who can finish with either hand, can get separation on any defender. This is the one thing you'd say about Kyrie Irving. He does not initiate contact around the rim.
And he can't get the first one.
Well, we continue to be, to me, in the golden age of point guards in the NBA, and Kyrie Irving is right there with the best of them in that discussion.
And he can't get the second one to drop either. Coming up empty that time.
Uncharacteristic trip to the line for him. Just lost his feel on those shots.
And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. That'll be his second foul of the game. Just over a minute and a half have passed here in the third quarter. On the wing, Morris. LeVert defending. Passes to Randall. 5 on the clock. New York needs to get off a shot from deep. Morris with the bucket. Morris has got 10 points in the game.
Ooh, how about the level of focus from the big man? Marcus Morris doesn't allow the defense to alter his shot.
So it looks like the Nets will retain possession here.
And let's take a look now at LeVert's numbers. Last season's performance for him put up about 13 points per, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds. Well, fans of this team will take this kind of production from him without hesitation.
I tell you, he has been a solid contributor. They have called his number, and he has delivered for them.
They're getting a lot of their points outside the paint. 3 of their last 5 baskets are from three-point range.
Outside Robinson. Randall left side. 2 points. That one goes. 8 points for him.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flames.
One thing I enjoy is watching players who don't pay attention to the score. You lock in on the moment and play the right way.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, Kenny Atkinson, who's a native of Long Island, now has his dream job, coaching the Brooklyn Nets. Now, he doesn't need praise or recognition. Instead, he's fueled by the fear of failure. He says, I always feel like I'm one banana peel away from never being in the NBA again. And Kevin, he's got his team playing with that same determination.
David, he sure does. Thank you very much. It's Allen on the wing. And the pass to LeVert. Takes the 3, and the 3 ball is good. LeVert's got 2 now from beyond the arc in the third for the Nets. New York calls timeout. And before his scary foot dislocation in November of 2018, Karis LeVert enjoying a breakout season. Greg even garnering some most improved buzz around the NBA.
Yeah, and fortunately, the injury not as bad as it looked initially. He's looking to continue that impressive trajectory.
Payton, he's checked in for New York. Randall finds Payton. Morris outside. Back to Payton. Randall outside. 6 to shoot. Here's Morris. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's on Jared Allen.
You see, you can't be too physical with Marcus Morris. This guy is so strong, and he's so good at drawing the foul.
And the ability to stretch the floor from the power forward spot, Doris, becoming almost a requirement. That's worked out well for Marcus Morris.
Boy, when he comes into the league, Kevin, 2011, he was viewed as that classic tweener. That at one point was a negative level. The game has now shifted his direction because of his versatility.
And the first one at the line is good.
Well, hard to find a team more iconic in the NBA than the New York Knicks. They are a premier brand.
Greg, this is absolutely true. This is an organization that has played a few games in London that have helped them, and it hasn't seemed to matter that the team has struggled for an extended period of time. They remain a major media presence in a major market. The NBA is better when the New York Knicks are a factor. This is about the last guy you want to send to the stripe right now. They keep fouling him, and he keeps making them.
Allen finds Irving. Back to Allen. Jacks up a three. The Knicks pull it in.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
They retain possession. And Prince comes to help. Pass to Barrett. From outside the arc. Knocks down the three ball. Barrett's got his third basket of the night right there.
Man, I tell you, hard to guard Barrett any better than that. At times, he's capable of taking and making the tough shot.
Now here's Allen. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Harris passes to Allen. Robinson with the block, and he gets it back. Irving against Payton. He kicks to Robinson. Randall against Prince. Randall no good. Nets trail by 17. A nice shot by LeVert. LeVert's got 10 points in just the second half.
Well, this quarter has been all about this guy. He is trying to close the gap in the score.
Outside Robinson. Pass to Randall. That shot off. And it's the Nets taking it the other way. Here's LeVert. And it's sent back by Morris.
Well, Marcus Morris, the frame and the length to block shots. That's pretty.
And a four-year player at Baylor, Taurean Prince, something of a surprise lottery pick back in 2016. But Greg, he's become a very valuable player.
You know, he's one of those two-way power wings that it seems every team wants. A dependable three-point marksman who holds his own defensively.
Now here's Payton. He's got 10. And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. And that'll be his third foul so far. Of course, here's something kind of interesting. There's been a lot of talk about moving the draft to after free agency. What would that look like?
Well, I think talent is always going to be at a premium. So I would think if there's a guy that's the absolute definitive #1 pick, he's going #1 regardless of roster construction. But the reality is it might help those teams who maybe if they know who's on the roster, it might change the kind of draft selection they would make. So it's an interesting supposition. We'll see if the NBA moves in that direction.
Here's Irving. After New York gets the three, LeVert kicks to Allen. Harris inside the line. And that one hits back iron. And so Payton will bring it up for the Knicks. The lead is 15. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. LeVert the pass to Harris. From downtown. It's rebounded by New York. Randall's got his 5th rebound right now in the game.
And another miss. Ooh, he's having a really ugly game.
Yeah, about as ugly as you can have, you're right. No good from Payton. Brooklyn's gotten the three-pointer to fall to the tune of 50% here in the third quarter. They've made 3 of 6. Passes it to LeVert. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Irving's got 3 assists tonight.
I'll tell you, what a night. He has been efficient. He's been strong. Unfortunately, they're still fighting an uphill battle.
The pass to Ellington. There's the 3. It's hauled in by Harris. Harris has got his 5th rebound in this one. Irving. And the layup's good off the glass. Irving's got 17 now.
Oh, tenacious attack by Irving. The handle, the speed, look out.
Payton passes to Portis. Pass to Ellington, and the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
And checking out some numbers for Irving. Last season, he played outstanding. 11th in assists, 13th in steals, and he ranked in the top 15 in points per game, one of the league's premier offensive threats.
And he was the consummate playmaker last season. Completely unselfish, always had his head up, looking for the open man. And so the timeout by Kenny Atkinson here.
And Kevin, he saw his guys just a little sluggish out there. Oftentimes a timeout like this allows you to kind of just reset.
And a new group in for the Nets. DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Jared Allen. David Nwaba comes in for Taurean Prince. Garrett Temple has checked in for Harris. And Spencer Dinwiddie subbed in for Irving. Knox, he's checked in for New York. Dennis Smith comes in for Payton. The Knicks leading by 11. Now Ellington. Outside Portis. Kicks to Smith. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two. Well, few players in the NBA are as scary as Dennis Smith Jr. when he has speed towards the rim.
Smith just attacks with a ferociousness when he puts the ball on the floor. It can leap out of the building and strong enough to dunk over and through just about any player. Still developing the rest of his game, but you like his aggression when going to the hoop.
Free throw drop for Smith. And you spend any amount of time watching Dennis Smith Jr., Greg, his leaping ability makes for some impressive highlights.
Kevin, he's got the size and the off-the-charts athleticism. Now just trying to figure out how to realize his obvious potential.
Both free throws good from Smith.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
Pass to LeVert. A three ball. Rebound by Smith. The Knicks leading by 13. Passes it to Portis. Here's Knox. 7 points in the game. Dinwiddie with the rebound. It's LeVert on the wing. And the Nets miss again. New York's gone 6 of 11 when they've taken the three-point shot tonight. Very respectable. The drive by Smith. Poked away and stolen by Jordan. The pass to Dinwiddie. For three. Buries it from three-point range. Dinwiddie's got 6.
Wow, something's brewing, guys. The three-pointers just continue to flow.
Got a piece of it. And here we go. Dinwiddie heading to the hoop. And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits. Here's Knox. Off target from three-point range.
Well, you can see why the defense dared him to shoot it. That's not really his spot.
Lobs it up for Jordan. And here comes Smith leading the fast break. Here's Randall. And he battles for the ball and gets the second chance bucket. Randall's got 6 in the quarter.
It's starting to look like a repeat of last night, guys. He's battling really hard out there.
Oh, he sure is. I mean, these past 2 games, his energy level has been sensational. Whether it's a putback like that or other hustle plays, he's been everywhere.
Lots of room. The rebound by the Nets. They're going to have to make a pretty big comeback here.
I think it's be a mistake to let the shot clock in under 10 seconds from here on out.
Here's LeVert. Randall grabs the board. Randall's got rebound number 8 now on the night. Here's Ellington. Left side, Portis. Tries again. Rebound, Brooklyn. Jordan's got his 6th rebound on the night. Dinwiddie surveying the floor. Randall with some nice D.
I'll tell you, they're going to need more from this guy if they're going to cut into this deficit.
And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And Brooklyn called for the foul.
And the athleticism of Dennis Smith Jr. is going to be problematic, particularly off the dribble drive.
He'll take his 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the game right here.
And you know, you'll take what he can give you from the free throw line. Looking at his numbers, just really not one of his strengths. Shooting in the low 60s last season.
That free throw, no good.
This is an area where Dennis Smith Jr. is working on, right? As the primary ball handler, you have to be able to make your free throws.
And Brooklyn making a change here. Prince is checked in, and a switch here also for New York. Trier's checked in. That one misses.
I'll tell you, it has not been this guy's best night, but the teammates have been there to pick up the slack. Love it.
Temple the pass to Jordan. Smith on the wing. Dinwiddie covering. Back to Smith. Here's Knox. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
I really like Kevin Knox taking the initiative and seeking contact right there. Nicely done.
And a breakout season for Julius Randle in 2018-19. Averaged close to 20 and 10, delivering on the talent that saw him taken 7th overall back in 2014.
And that one misses. Mitchell Robinson's checked in for the Knicks. Barrett comes in for Smith. Good on the 2nd free throw. There's 47 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Here's Temple. 6 points for him. LeVert with the wide open look. A 3-pointer is right on target. LeVert's got 15 points here in the 2nd half.
Gotta recognize the situation, trying to get a 2-for-1.
Well, this is where the play call is crucial, right? If you're in a 2-for-1, you've got to get the first shot quickly.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Shot clock at 6. Back to Dinwiddie. They grabbed their own miss. Prince off the mark, had a chance to trim it to single digits. And so it's New York going into the break with a 10-point lead. Looking good at this point, but wanting more. Back to the action after this word. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
And he may not be known as a pass-first guy playing out of the 2-guard spot, but he shows here that he can dole out an assist or two when he needs to.
Well, having multiple playmakers on the floor makes you a much tougher team to defend.
The 4th quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. Inside, we got Prince and Jordan. Garrett Temple is out there with Spencer Dinwiddie. And it's LeVert in at the 3. So that's the Nets 5. Here's Temple. Prince dishes to Dinwiddie. Just 5 to shoot. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And there's the call. New York with the foul.
You know, when Spencer Dinwiddie is attacking, he gets these kinds of calls. Simple as that.
And the 6'6" point guard, Spencer Dinwiddie, second-round pick of the Detroit Pistons in 2014. You know, Greg, they might have wished they held on to him.
One of the most improved players in our league. Last season, he signed that 4-year, $48 million extension from the Nets, rewarding his growth.
The first one falls. You know, Doris, at times, he's been the Nets' best player. Spencer Dinwiddie rewarded last season with a 3-year, $34 million extension.
Well, I think he's earned it, Kevin, right? Because he has started for them, he has come off the bench, and to this young man's great credit, he has accepted and excelled in either role. And I'll tell you, it's unusual for a point guard at 6'6". He has done nothing but enhance his versatility.
The Knicks leading by 8. Here's Trier. Stolen by Allen. In transition, here come the Nets. Robinson with the block. Here's Trier. He kicks it to Barrett. Left side, Portis. Trier in the corner. No good on the 3.
Boy, this guy just can't buy a bucket, and yet they have the advantage.
Buries the long-range jumper.
Timeout.
And 11 points for Spencer Dinwiddie.
Building confidence in that deep ball. 1 from distance in the first, 2 in the second.
New York calls timeout.
Trying to snap them out of this little slump.
Just feels like the basket is looking awfully small to them right now. They're having a hard time getting anything to fall.
So for the Nets, Joe Harris is checked in for Temple. And it's Kyrie Irving in for Spencer Dinwiddie. Morris is checked in for the Knicks. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, during that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what David Fizdale said to the team. He loves the aggressiveness on D. He said, we're doing a great job of challenging everything they're trying to do. Stay active, talk to each other, don't let up. Kevin?
Here's Irving, following the basket by Marcus Morris. Irving attacking, and the shot goes down. Irving's got 19 points.
You guys know it's pick your poison when you are trying to cover Kyrie out of the pick and roll.
Here's Trier, and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It's going to be on Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
And he knocks down the first one.
And now, in his second year of coaching the Knicks, David Fizdale putting more of a stamp on this team, changing the mindset of the franchise.
Well, the New York Knicks hired David Fizdale to steer the ship with a group of young players. And I want you to think back to where he earned his stripes. That was with the LeBron James and Dwayne Wade championship Miami teams. So he knows culture and he knows winning.
Game moves along. 2 minutes gone here in the fourth. Harris outside. Allen outside. Pass to LeVert. Out to Harris. Latre nailed from three-point land.
The defense is far too slow to close out on those three-point attempts.
Fourth quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. Trier, that's good. Nets trail by 6. And here's Irving. Dishes to Harris. It's stolen by Barrett. And here we go. Payton heading to the hoop. Finished off the break. And the Knicks lead by 8.
Wow, you like that Elfrid Payton has the kind of concentration to finish through the contact.
That's tipped. The kick out to Irving from deep three-point range, and the Nets another 3.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
Now here's Payton. Morris outside. Back to Payton. Fires for 3. No good on that one. And Brooklyn will now go the other way with it. LeVert kicks to Harris. The Nets need to get a shot off here. There's another block.
A defensive stalwart so far. That's 6 blocks.
Greg protecting the rim. Love the hustle. LeVert against Payton, and he banks in the layup. Payton's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Yeah, that's the 3rd bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
Now a timeout call by Brooklyn. Nice game. Great performance by Marcus Morris.
You've got to take a timeout, take a breath, and come up with a plan for how to stop this guy.
And New York making a change here. Randall's checked in. And so it's Irving with it, bringing it up for Brooklyn. They trail by 7. And Elfrid Payton with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. Irving against Randall. From past the arc, and that's good. Kyrie Irving for 3. Irving's got 13 points here in the second half alone. New York leading by 4. Morris outside. That's in, coming off an assist from Payton. 16 points for Marcus Morris.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Basket made. That gives him 7 field goals in 13 tries.
Well, that's just stellar concentration from the talented forward. Marcus Morris effective at keeping his balance on these tough finishes.
Now here is Harris. Pass to Prince. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Well, think about the Nets' Kenny Atkinson, a finalist last season for NBA Coach of the Year. This young coach got a well-deserved contract extension. And what I love is his team competes at a high level every night.
The first free throw is good. And Doris, you think about how hard this Brooklyn team competes. I think they take right after their head coach.
I don't think there's any doubt, Kevin. Coach Atkinson is still willing to get on the court and jump into drills with his players. Let's remember, going back to the early days of his career, he was a player development coach. And before that, yes, he even played. That effort and willingness to break a sweat very much reflected in his group.
And this has been an outstanding display on the boards, and it's a big part of why they have a lead in this game, doing the dirty work down low.
Now, here is Irving after R.J. Barrett's miss. And it's Irving missing. New York leading by 7. Barrett wide open. He fires. That's in, coming off an assist from Payton. Payton's got 5 assists in the game. Brooklyn's gotten in the groove from three-point range. They are 4 for 4 since the third quarter ended. Now, here is Irving. Allen surveying the D. Back to Irving. The three. And the rebound goes to the Knicks. Randall's got 11 rebounds in the game. Payton with the ball. Ball's knocked loose. And there's the foul. And it's on Taurean Prince. That's his third foul of the game. Now here's Payton. Lock at 6.
Well, you know Joe Harris comes from one of the great defensive coaches in college basketball. He will play hard on that end.
And all you got to do is look at the rebounding margin as to why they hold the lead.
Well, they've absolutely dominated that category in this one, and it's reflected in the score.
Now, here is Morris. Outside Robinson. Pass to Barrett. Sinks that one from the post. And now it's a 12-point New York lead.
And you know what? He's shaking off the cold shooting performance from the first half.
Irving passes to Harris. And again, it's the Nets missing. New York leading by 12. Inside, here's Randall. The rebound by Prince. Prince has got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Harris finds Irving. Harris looking it over. Back to Irving. To stop the drought. Robinson pulls it in. Robinson's got rebound number 12 here already in the game. Wasted no time on that one. Morris has got 8 points here in this quarter.
Yeah, a big part of this run here has been their ability to score from mid-range.
It's stolen by Barrett. And here's the fast break. Barrett leading the way. Outside for Randall. And the officials calling for a 3-second violation. Nets trail by 14. Outside Irving. And Elfrid Payton with the foul. And that'll be his third foul so far. Here's LeVert. Harris outside. The pass to Irving. Releases. Good. And Harris gets the assist. And now it's 27 points for Kyrie Irving.
Great quarter for him at the offensive end, trying to will his team back in the game.
Morris passes to Payton. The feed to Robinson. Poke loose. Irving with the steal. LeVert against Randall. The kick out to Irving. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation.
He got a little ahead of himself there, trying to pull the team even.
That's a big miscue, and you hate to see that happen at this point in the game.
Payton against Irving. Here's Randall, buried from 15 feet out. And the Knicks lead by 14.
Coming off a big game, his confidence couldn't be higher, and coach knows it.
Well, the best players to me deliver night after night after night. So as long as he's hot, keep riding it.
Now here's Payton, following the miss by Kyrie Irving. Pass to Morris. Over Harris. Morris, no good. Nets have gone only 6 of 14 from the field in the fourth. Harris kicks to Irving. Randall against Prince. Goes back up. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
And the first one at the line is good. That one falls, so he hits both of them. New York leading by 12. .133 left in the fourth quarter. Feeds it to Randall. That's in, coming off an assist from Payton. Payton's got assist number 7 for him tonight.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
And that's typical of this guy. He's always reading the situation, reacting quickly, and capitalizing.
Now here's Irving. He feeds it to Allen.
Boy, picking Jared Allen, number 22, back in 2017 has paid off for the Nets. This guy is proven already in his early 20s to be an NBA caliber starting center.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
That free throw good from Allen.
Well, think about Mr. Jared Allen. He was not the first family member to get picked in the NBA draft. Let's remember his dad taken by Dallas in the famous 1985 draft. His dad, however, would go on to have a playing career in Europe.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. We've got 1:08 left in the game.
And so only one team answered the bell tonight, guys. Not a monster blowout by any means, but still a double-digit victory for the Knicks.
They enjoyed a big boost from the strong play of their bench.
The subs came in and did their job. Those points off the bench were key to their victory.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
They can chalk this one up, but these two teams will see plenty more of one another before the season's over.
A very solid win indeed. And when you check out the box score, there were some great numbers for Robinson.
Boy, his defense is what stood out to me. There was a no-fly zone around this guy all night. He contested every shot in his area and sent a few back.
And Prince comes to help. Payton looking around. 6 to shoot. Got a hand on it, but they'll get another chance. Robinson, that's good. Irving dishes to Harris. Three-pointer. Can't hit that one. So no problem for New York as they get the win. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team.
And Kevin, how about the mental toughness that this group showed? They were never rattled at all by the opposing fans.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. With Elfrid Payton, bench was big tonight. How confident are you in their abilities?
Very confident. Those guys work on their games. They know that time's going to come, and then when the opportunity comes, they're ready for it. So I'm very confident in all my teammates.
Well, they had your back tonight, Elfrid. Thanks. Kevin, back to you.
David, thank you as always. And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. We'll see you later.